I need to do a review for the CT Barber Expo because this short little clip just don't do it justice. So many things happened. I won an International Barber Grammy for Educator of the Year, which was crazy to me because a YouTuber ain't supposed to get that type of love. You feel me? Like that's just how it's always been. But it's been great, man. Jeezy posted about it, and I feel like he worded it the best. You know, my team, they all chipped in and they got me this really cool charm. If you can see a Tune 45 on it, that was amazing. It's not even the charm; it's just the fact that they all chipped in money and got me this. And Perez jumped on a flight to pick it up from Colombia because they got the best gold. I mean, the show was just epic. Between the Grammys, the actual show, the launch of the ecosystem with the power mat and the power clips and everything. You know, I'm about to show you a clip of the after party. Tune 45 presented the official CT Barber Expo after party, and we plan on doing more. For the Orlando premiere, we're trying to do one. That would be amazing. We're linking up with them. But check out this clip of the after party. And then after this clip, we'll start the tutorial. But don't click out at the end. I put the speech, my Grammy award-winning, the internet, I don't know how to even say it, but it's my acceptance speech for the Grammy Award. Thank you, Jay Majors. He's the owner and the founder of CT Barber Expo. I mean, 10,000 plus barbers show up to this thing. It's the biggest barber expo in the world. And me getting an award there just means everything. Shout out to everybody else who got one. Chuka got one, Vic Blends got one, Jeezy got one. Get Beamed was nominated. There was a lot of YouTubers who were there, and it was almost like if you were a YouTuber and you were nominated for one of these awards, you won. So it just goes to show the type of support that our subscribers give us. We love you guys. Here's the after party, and then we'll start the tutorial. All right, so that's probably like a 1.5 on the sides, and then so this is what he's showing me. Can you see it? That's pretty much the style he wants, but he's kind of giving me creative. What's the word I'm looking for?
Power to do.
Yeah, creative power to do my thing. So we're gonna look at his hair. We're gonna try to give him the best haircut for him that looks comparable to this. Thanks, bro. Ready? That's it. Ain't no coming back, bro. That's
Oh my gosh.
Look. Get a shot of that. That's it. 2.5 years, right? You said? About 2.5 years.
About that.
All right, guys. So I know that was a lot to take in. But I wanted to show you guys the before because that was crazy. 2.5 years of growing his hair, and he's ready to cut it down. So he showed me that picture. He showed me a picture. A front view of that person, but he also showed me a picture of another person where I could see more of the side, and it was a lot tighter. So he wanted probably like a number 1 on the sides, but we're gonna start it off with the foundation using clipper over comb to go ahead and clear that 2.5 years worth of growth on the side of his head. And shout out to everybody who came out to the Tune 45 official Connecticut Barber Expo after party. It was lit. It was a good time. And thanks to Jay Majors for allowing us to be part of that, man, because it was a movie. It was a movie. So as you can see, we're doing the same thing here on this side, doing clipper over comb, just making sure the length is where I want it. And then once it's there, we'll go ahead and clear out the bulk beneath the work we just did around the parietal ridge. And at this point, you know, if you liked the length on the sides, you could leave it just like this and just clean it up, refine it, right? If not, then you could do a fade right into what you just did, right into the work that you just did. The tricky part a lot of times for people is, how do we connect the top to the sides, right? And that's something that I cover a lot of in foundations and on the online academy. But what I'm doing here is I'm going to work internally, and that just means we're working from the middle or the inside of the head out to the outer part of the head. So we're working from the back internally up to the top internally, and we're just creating the length and the shape that we want. And this will be our guide for the rest of the haircut on the back and on the top and around the round of the head. Okay, so now we'll be using that guide our entire haircut to make sure that our haircut is nice and balanced and even all the way through. And I'm cutting above the knuckles. It's just easier for me to control the hair that way. Especially on like the upper part of a person's head, like above the parietal ridge, above the knuckles tends to be the easiest way for me to control hair. For some people, it could, you see a million different ways to grab hair. I would say do what's comfortable for you, and if it creates a discomfort, then I would definitely recommend you to try a different technique. Maybe cut palm to palm, lower the chair some, right? My chairs sit high naturally, so you can see I'm using clean sections, staying true to my guide, so it could be as proficient as possible. Okay, so now we're going to start cutting horizontally. We have our guide. Remember, we cut our guide in the beginning right in the middle, and so that's going to be the length for the top, and we're going to keep everything squared all the way through, doing horizontal sections, cutting the hair, lifting the hair up and cutting it nice and squared. And one of the things I always tell people, man, like for me, it's really difficult to section every single part of the head before I start cutting and putting it in hair clips and all that. I got very small windows to finish haircuts because in our shops, we're more of a high volume type barbershop. We're not doing one haircut an hour, so. And you can see the last cut that I did behind whatever haircut, whatever section I'm grabbing, plus the original guide that we made before we started cutting the top. Okay, now we're making sure that everything is squared, so whatever falls to the side of the head, we're just making sure that that's going to be squared and there isn't going to be a disconnect there. And so, one of the things, guys, like, I'm just trying to learn everything, man. I did, 3.5 years or 3 years of just fades and sharp lineups for the longest time ever, rarely ever showing you guys the shear side or the scissor side of cutting and blow drying. And so I've been really committed to being, a little bit more diverse and a little bit more I forget the word that I'm looking for, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to be able to cut every kind of style, man. So like some people are going to be in the comment section saying leave it like that, the haircut looks good, just clean around the edges and he's done. But he wants it shorter on the sides, so we're going to go ahead and cut it shorter on the sides to about a number 1. And then what I'm going to do is taper out the sides and taper out the back. So we're going to give a little bit of that urban blurry flavor, just a tad bit. It's still gonna it's gonna complement each other very nicely though. It's not gonna be like too hard of lines. It's not gonna be too sharp. It's gonna be gonna be short, but it's gonna be soft at the same time, you know. All right, so we did that. We're gonna go ahead and this is my 1.5 guard, and we're just knocking out the bulk beneath all the work we did around the parietal ridge and just below it. All right, do the same thing on this side. And I'm focusing on controlling my comb, coming straight off, squared off the head, as you can see, taking off what's on the spine of the comb. And I'll be real with you, if I could do this all over again, I already did a little bit of clipper over comb. I probably would just ran that number 3 right into that base area where I did my clipper over comb in the beginning. Probably would have sped it up, to be honest with you. But I just wanted to show you guys I got a little bit of clipper over comb skill. I just don't use it that often. Alright, so now we're gonna focus around the hairline, the lower part of his hair, mostly the fading area. So we're gonna get this down to a 1 just above the ear, and then do a bald taper on the sides and the back. But it's not gonna be like a high bald taper. It's gonna probably be medium in the back, and then keep it pretty low on the sides. And you can see, like, this is probably the lowest that I'll do when it comes to a taper. I don't need it to be I'm not trying to make it super sharp or super blurry. I just want it to grow out nicely, right? So I want it to look like he got a haircut, but then I want it to be able to grow out nicely. And I think that's important for a haircut. So, you know, I want it. If I would have just left it like that with the squared sideburns, it just doesn't grow out nice. It's gonna look like an old haircut after a few days. But when you taper it, you know, it'll grow back much better, much neater, and it'll look like he's had a haircut for a few weeks, you know. Alright, so we're gonna do our taper the same way we always do our tapers. Blade open, go ahead and knock and blend that out. Then we'll move on to our next guide, which will probably be our 1 open, and then we'll knock that out. Yep, 1 open or 1 close, one of those two. And we'll knock that out. Oh no, we went straight to the half guard because I had just used the 1 open. So you can see it's just a light taper. It's nothing crazy. I want to tell you guys, Connecticut Barber Expo was a huge success. We dropped the ecosystem. We launched with the Babyliss Skeleton FXs, and we had the power clips ready for the Babyliss clippers and trimmers. And the support was amazing. The show was crazy. It was a movie. That was the after party you saw in the beginning of this video. You should have seen the Grammys. By the way, thank you guys for everyone who voted. I did get Educator of the Year, and if you stick around to the end, I'll actually play the speech that I did for Educator of the Year. All right, so at this point, I'm just kind of combing hair that I think would fall over. And then we're gonna use the Tune 45 thinning shears just to soften up that line that you see there, a little bit of a cliff, and you can see like almost instantly it worked its magic. Check this out. Boom. So compared to what we started with, that's a much nicer lay. At least I believe it is. And we'll do that all the way through. And anything that you see that I use in my videos, guys, that has Tune 45's name on it, I feel like every video in the comment section somebody asks, where can I get that Tune 45 product? It's like on the top right corner every video, top left or top right corner every video. Just go to tune45.com, guys. Now, all I was doing with those shears, or the scissors, I was cutting the ends of the hair. I wasn't going in deep. When you go in deep with the texturizing shears or the thinning shears, you are going to create a little bit of volume. You might have hair that sticks out and sprouts out, and you don't want that. So for a lot of people, I feel like this taper would have already been done, but I saw this little dark area here that I'm gonna touch up, and I think it's gonna, like right above the taper area, you see a little bit of dark area. I feel like using the thinning shears here is gonna make a world of difference. It's just gonna lighten that area up a bit. Alright, so hopefully you see a difference there. Alright, and again, I'm just gonna kind of just cutting the tips here just to thin the hair out some. Kind of like you know, point cutting pretty much. And check it out, guys, that's without product. I feel like it's coming together really, really nice. We're gonna put volumizing powder in his hair, style it, you know, see what he thinks, and I can tell you he approved. He literally said, I wish I would have cut my hair a long time ago. He loved the finished look, and I think it looks great on him. Now don't click out yet, because if you want to hear the speech, your boy got the International Educator of the Year award at the CT Barber Expo, the biggest barber expo in the world. Because of you guys, y'all voted, and it means the world to me. This is the finished product, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and smash the like button if you like it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hopefully in a few years I'll hit 1 million subscribers or something. We'll see. Alright, and then we're using this styling comb that I really, really like. This is a Jack Dean Pompadour comb. Love it. It's my favorite like styling comb. I feel like the shape is there, the silhouette is there. And then all I'm doing here is kind of getting a little bit of the stray hairs off, and then cleaning up the hairline with the razor. I just use the same tool because it's already in my hand. I like the fullness there in the back. You know, those are the type of things that you start to pay attention to as you're learning more about shear work and shape and the importance of it. I love how the cut looks in this angle as well. I think it looks dope, man. Look from this angle especially, it looks sick. Like the shape and everything. Look at that. Very nice. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Check out this emotional speech.
Chris Bossil.
Die a legend.
Yo, it's crazy because when you think of awards, you just like a lot of times you try to stay humble. You just try to say, you know, it's just another award. It's all good. It's not a big deal. But for me, I'm thankful. Like I'm borderline about to cry. I guess I gotta thank a lot of people. I gotta thank, you know, my family, my loved ones, my team. Got an amazing team. Christian Perez, Daniel Santana, Dre, Dwayne, Chris Loco. Like I could go on for days. One of the main people that I wanted to thank today, and a lot of times I feel like they're not given the credit that they deserve because they make the most sacrifice. And that's my wife. I really wanted to make this award about her because some of you guys have heard my story a little bit, but when you talk about the bottom, you know, we went through a lot of things, a lot of ups and downs, you know, a lot of, you know, I know we all have been through some things, but man, when I tell you, I don't know how she stuck with me, yo. It's crazy to me, and I want you to know I appreciate you, and I love you. It's been 14 years, and yo, you talk about overnight success and all that stuff, but yo, it's been 14 years. I've been trying to convince her to believe me. Yo, there's a vision, and we can make this happen, and this is the best industry that we can do it. When a lot of people don't realize what we have in our hands, the beauty of this industry. We got people who dropped out of college, who couldn't finish high school. I had a 1.7 GPA. I didn't learn how to speak or walk until I was 5 years old. And I have an opportunity in this industry to become something I never thought I could ever become. And yo, so when I get this award, I can sit here and say, yo, it's another award, but I'm gonna tell you right now, when you've been through and you've gone through the things that you've gone through, you're appreciative for things like this, and you're thankful beyond belief. So I want to thank you guys, everyone, for the support and the love and the votes. Most of all, thank you guys. I appreciate it.